Hello and welcome to Nac Edition. I'm Elena Barnes. Today we will get an update on the construction happening on campus as well as speak with a member of the SFA rodeo team to get more information about the sport as Nacogdoches gears up to host their annual rodeo. Nac Edition starts now. The University Police Department has recently acquired 3 new community relations vehicles, also known as CRVs. The CRVs will allow officers to become more visible on campus to promote a safer community environment. The UPD believes the community relation vehicles will help promote their mission statement to provide a safe environment to all students, staff, faculty, and guests through respectful, fair, and equitable policing and community engagement. UPD Officer Robert McDonald says the CRVs will allow the department to interact with people on campus in a new and safe way. This is the result of the CRV's off-road capabilities that allow officers to attend numerous events no matter the location. McDonald wants the community to feel safe and comfortable enough to interact with UPD. Standard police vehicles make interactions difficult because of the limitations on where they can go. The new CRVs help officers move from one location to the next quickly, allowing for more community involvement. For more information about SFA's University Police Department, visit sfasu.edu/UPD. Those driving past the theater building on North Street may have noticed major construction the building has been undergoing. We now go to Josh Good with more information on the project.
Are no stranger to dealing with campus construction. In addition to the current construction of the William R. Johnson Basketball Performance Facility, the Griffith Fine Arts Expansion and Renovation Project is in full swing. The project includes extensive renovations to the existing Griffith Fine Arts building, as well as an additional 68,000 square feet of brand new building. Massive dirt removal, 3 times bigger than the current Johnson Coliseum expansion, has already taken place, and the transformation is extraordinary. The project will also add additional handicap parking and a patron drop-off zone off East College Street. With this new state-of-the-art building, the SFA College of Fine Arts will be able to alleviate the need for additional space, grow in enrollment, and be competitive with other programs in the state of Texas. While this new facility will be a great addition to SFA and its fine arts program, the construction has impacted both SFA students and Nacogdoches residents. The small parking lot behind the music building along East College Street has been closed for the duration of the project. Traffic on Alumni Drive has been reduced to 1 left lane from the music building to North Street, and eastbound traffic on East College Street has been reduced to 1 left lane from North Street to the music building. In addition, sidewalks have been closed around the worksite on Alumni Drive, North Street, and East College. Motorists and pedestrians are urged to use extreme caution in the area and expect minor traffic delays. Because of the construction, the College of Fine Arts staff have relocated to the Miller Science Building, and the School of Theater has relocated to the McKibben Education Building. The Fine Arts box office is currently located in the Kennedy Auditorium. To view plans and artist renderings of the new building and stay up to date on the construction progress, visit finearts.sfasu.edu/expansion.
Music is always the perfect escape from any kind of hard work, week, or busy school day. Nacogdoches is just in luck for the SFA School of Music's 2021 Opera Theater performance. The School of Music at SFA will present its 2021 Opera Theater March 25th. The performance will feature 2 operas, including Act 1 of Mozart's Così fan tutte and the Act 2 finale of Johann Strauss's Die Fledermaus. Live performances begin at 7:30 p.m. March 25th through the 27th. All performances will be held in the Cole Concert Hall on the SFA campus. Tickets are sold for $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $7.50 for students and youth. Free access to online live stream performances will also be available at music.sfasu.edu. For tickets and more information, visit finearts.sfasu.edu or call the SFA Fine Arts box office at 936-468-6407. With Texas Governor Greg Abbott repealing the mask mandate statewide and declaring that Texas is now 100% open, many around the Stephen F. Austin campus and community question how this would affect life on campus. Students and faculty received an email from the office of the president stating that although the governor of Texas declared the mask mandate lifted, that SFA will continue following the same guidelines it has had in place all semester long. In a statement from President Gordon, our SFA COVID-19 operations team has recommended that the face covering requirement may remain in effect on campus until the end of the spring semester. I concur with the recommendation. President Gordon mentions that much thought was put into this decision and that he and the rest of the COVID-19 team is looking out for the health and safety of its students at this time, regardless of other COVID-19 beliefs. Faculty and students were also implored to be on the lookout for any updates that may happen as the spring semester at SFA progresses. After the announcement that Texas will no longer require masks and open to 100%, many Texas business owners are left asking, what now? We now go to Jose Mesa with more information.
With more vaccines being administered and Governor Greg Abbott opening up the state of Texas 100% and getting rid of the mask mandate, it looks like things are starting to go back to normal. But how does this affect small businesses around the town?
Some local businesses are requiring only their employees to wear a mask and are leaving the decision to wear one up to the customer. Places like Dolly's Diner, Purple Haze, and Thumpers are a few examples of letting customers do as they please. The City of Nacogdoches Facebook page shared a graphic showing how many vaccines have been administered at this time. Considering the size of the town, these numbers show a large number of the population who have taken the vaccine. However, some places are keeping their mask mandate. Java Jacks, a local coffee shop in town, shared that even with the opening of Texas, they still encourage both employees and customers to wear a mask. Considering Abbott's decisions and the increase of vaccines, it looks like most places are leaving it up to its customers being the safest option for businesses to stay open. Food trucks and outdoor eateries haven't been affected as much as some businesses. For Nac Edition, I'm Jose.
The 2021 Nacogdoches Pro Rodeo and Steer Show is coming to town and preparations are underway. With contestants coming from all over the world, this year's show will be promising. The rodeo is being held at the Nacogdoches County Expedition and Civic Center from March 25th through the 27th. Gates are opening at 6:45 that night, and the mutton busting will begin at 7, and the pro rodeo action will begin at 7:30 each night. You can purchase or reserve your tickets online at rodeotickets.org. Tickets cannot be purchased at the door, and prices are $12 for adults, $10 for kids. 3-day packages are starting at $25. The Nacogdoches Pro Rodeo and Steer Show will still be adhering to COVID-19 guidelines. The facility will be opening at only 50% capacity. Social distancing and mask encouragement is strongly suggested. For more details about the show and ticket prices, go online and visit nacogdoches.org. The Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks basketball season has officially come to an end. On Sunday, March 21st, the Lady Jacks played in the first round of the NCAA tournament against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, losing 54-52 in overtime. Starting off strong in the first half of the game, the Lady Jacks shot 45%, giving them a 17-point lead in dominating Georgia Tech. SFA led the Yellow Jackets in 3-point shots, rebounds, both offensive and defensive, and free throws. Georgia Tech, however, became a new team and emerged in the third quarter, shooting 54% and outscoring SFA and closing off the third quarter 39-36 with the Jacks still in the lead. With a minute and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it turned to a 48-all tie, leading to an exciting overtime, which resulted with Georgia Tech winning the game and moving on to the next round in the tournament. Even though it was a heartbreaking loss for the team, they revived history playing in the NCAA tournament after not making an appearance in 15 years. This was their 17th appearance in the tournament. Their last win in the tournament was in 2000. Overall, the Lady Jacks had a very successful season, being undefeated in conference play with a 14-0 record and an overall record of 24-3. After this break, we will be sitting down with a member of the SFA Rodeo team to talk all things rodeo. Stay with us. Hello and welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm currently joined by the president of the rodeo team, Destiny Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today, Destiny.
Hi, Elena. Thank you for having me today.
Awesome. Okay, so to get things started, a little background. What inspired you to get into the rodeo scene?
Something that inspired me to get into the rodeo scene would definitely be my dad and brother. Both of them rope. I grew up watching my dad rope, calf rope, and my brother, he loved it, so he started doing it. And then I took an interest when I was in high school. I started off late to rodeo. I followed him a lot and watched him and how many friends he had and everything. So I was like, oh, I want to do this too. And I just loved it. So I fell in love with it ever since then. So, yep, my dad and brother mostly inspired me to do so.
So, like I just mentioned, you're the president of the rodeo team. What does your leadership look like? So what are some of your responsibilities?
A lot of my responsibilities is to make sure the team is where we need to be, as far as make sure everyone has their entry fees together, everyone made it to practice, also make sure everyone is okay. If you guys need help in a certain area, tell me what you need and we'll try our best to help you guys. On top of that, I am over fundraising, so I make sure I put together our rodeo swag, make sure we have nice t-shirts to sell, where we're going to sell them, designing ball caps. Then when we get to the rodeos, I make sure everyone's here, everyone's where they need to be. Are you guys ready to go? I kind of check on everyone to see where they're at mentally. Are you guys ready? If not, do we need to talk? Do we need a breather? And I also help them decide, what do you guys need to do today in order to win? And we sit down and we chit chat a little while and make sure everyone's okay and everything is just smooth sailing. Make it a little easier on my coach is basically kind of what I do.
So what does a practice look like for you guys?
A practice, it's very easy going. We kind of divide our practices up because there's a lot of us. On Mondays, we have breakaway and goats. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have brawl racing and tie down. And then on Wednesdays, it's just a field day. So it's like more conditioning, laid back. We just kind of work our horses out, build up their breath, their wind, and all that good stuff. We work on fundamentals. So, for girls who goat tie, we tie the goat a little bit. For guys that tie down, we tie the calves down a little bit. And then on Thursdays, we're typically there. Sometimes it's not. That's just the day. If you guys want a little extra practice before we compete, we can. But majority of the time, we always heading out on Thursdays to go to rodeos. So our practice is very easy going.
So what are some of the different events within the rodeo? So like you said, barrel racing, tie down. For people who aren't so familiar with rodeo, what are some of those events?
Okay, so, bear with me, guys. There's a lot of events. So we have saddle bronc, we have bareback, we have bull riding. A lot of people love bull riding. We also have barrel racing, we have breakaway, goat tying, tie down, and we have team roping. So normally we have like eight events.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing about being a part of the SFA rodeo team?
My favorite thing is the people. I love my teammates. They each have their own personalities, and I just love it. A lot of them you look and you just be like, you guys, you ride horses? Like, it's just like, you ride horses? And they're like, yeah. So I really love my teammates. That's my favorite thing. I love them, and I also love the travel, and we all normally travel together. So I really like that a lot. We are a family, and I love that.
So what are some common misconceptions that people have about rodeos?
One common misconception would definitely be that the animals are getting hurt, when that is not the case, actually. They are so spoiled. They're like big dogs, if you think about it. They do not get hurt at all. They're basically some of them are bred to do those activities, especially like quarter horses, the horses that we typically ride. They are show horses. So they are basically raised and bred genetically to go out there and do what they do and perform. As well as like the bucking horses, how they're bred to buck. That is their natural habitat, like it's to buck. So, that's something that they love to do. That's something that they enjoy doing. A little story, my brother's calf horses, when we don't take them on the rodeo road for a while, they get the biggest attitudes in the world. I mean, you hear them nickeling, they be running around. They're like, okay, are we going? Are we going? And then when we don't take them, they just kind of stand there and just pout. So they do not, that is like one misconception, they do not get hurt at all. We treat them like babies.
So you're a barrel racer. For those who are not familiar with barrel racing, can you please explain what that is and what it takes to be a barrel racer?
Barrel racing is basically a timed event within rodeo when anyone is on a horse and you have 3 barrels set up in a triangular pattern, and you go around each barrel in a cloverleaf pattern, and you got to do that in a fast manner. Basically, I'd say it takes guts to be a barrel racer. A lot of people say, the barrel horses are crazy. They just love to run. So you have to have a lot of balance. You also have to have a lot of timing. So a lot of math comes into play. You have to time like the right time to check them so they can plant their back feet to go around the barrel. So it takes a lot, but anyone can do it. I didn't start running barrels until my sophomore year of high school, which if you look at me and you think I've been doing this for years, I didn't. I just started in my sophomore year of high school. I learned very quickly. So it took a lot for me to learn. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of practice. So really, anyone can do it. You just got to put in work. You have to put in the time.
So what's your favorite thing about barrel racing?
I like the speed. I love the adrenaline rush, especially when I'm at rodeos and I'm in a performance. The loud music, the loud crowds. I love the rush. It's the rush of it. That's what I like.
So you probably know that there's a rodeo coming up this weekend. So for people who have never been to a rodeo before, what does the day look like? What's a typical day at the rodeo?
Ooh, a typical day. So you wake up at the crack of dawn. You feed your horses. Some horses require a little medicine, so you give them a little medicine. Then typically you go and get yourself breakfast. You come back, pay your entry fees, get dressed, you get tacked up, saddled up. You go and check the draw to see where you're at, to see when you're running, what time you're running. Then you go warm up. You say a little prayer, and you just kind of wait until everything begins.
Okay, so COVID has affected many organizations, groups, and other sports. So how has the virus affected your team?
Well, the virus affected our team. A lot of our rodeos were canceled, or they was either pushed back a little farther. And then that also we have started where we have to. Everything is mostly Venmo now, so we pay our entry fees. We have to Venmo our entry fees. When we're at the rodeos, we do require to wear a face mask until it's time for us to run. Even though we're already social distancing, we're on our horses, we still require to wear a face mask. Then once that is over, you put your face mask back on, and that's about it. So it's affected us as far as pushing back rodeos, but other than that, not so much.
And then finally, how can people get involved with the SFA rodeo team and the Rodeo as One community?
Okay, well, you guys can most definitely check out our Facebook page. It's Stephen F. Austin State University Rodeo Club. And on there we have certain links as far as like our fundraising. We have one now, and it's already posted if you guys want any rodeo swag. On top of that, we do have email addresses and phone numbers on there. If you guys want to contact us directly, you can do so as well.
Okay, so I would like to thank my guest, Destiny Williams, for taking the time to come and sit down and give us some more insight on rodeo culture. Don't go anywhere after the break. We're talking Oscar nominations, so stay with us.
The Oscar nominees have been announced, and what better way to end what's been a weird year for film than the most diverse list of nominees in Academy Awards history. So, who's been nominated? A lot of people. So, in this segment, I'll break down some of the highlights of this upcoming award show and how some of the nominees made their way to the coveted title of Oscar nominated. First up, some of the most coveted awards of the night: Best Actor and Best Actress. Stephen Yeun is the first Asian American ever nominated for Best Actor for his role in Minari.
Okay.
In the same category, Riz Ahmed is the first person of Pakistani descent ever nominated for any acting Oscar for his performance in Sound of Metal. And of course, I can't not mention the late Chadwick Boseman, who's been nominated for his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, making him the first black actor to earn a posthumous Oscar nomination.
You rehearse like everybody else.
I'm gonna get me a band and make me some records. I knows how to play real music, not this jug band.
You call that playing music?
I know what I'm doing. Go on and fire me, I don't care.
For Best Actress, Viola Davis has been nominated for her role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, making her the most nominated black actress ever, and the only black woman with 2 Best Actress nominations. Also nominated is Andra Day for her performance in The United States vs. Billie Holiday.
Reporters keep asking me, Billy, why you do the things you do? This is what I tell them.
I love me
We love you.
when I take off.
In the Best Supporting Actor category, there's been a bit of confusion, specifically with the inclusion of Judas and the Black Messiah performers Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition of oppressed brothers and sisters of every color.
Neutralize him by any means necessary.
Nothing else mean a damn thing. Imagine what we could accomplish together.
Some argue that if both main characters of the film are nominated as supporting actors, then it's not clear who the lead of the film is. It's likely that this happened due to the fact that the Oscars nominations process doesn't actually require performers to submit their names in a specific category, meaning that despite the fact that Warner Brothers campaigned for Stanfield as the film's lead and Kaluuya as a supporting actor, the Academy has no real obligation to follow those suggestions. I'm personally just happy to see both these great actors in the running to get their first Oscar. In the Best Supporting Actress category is yet another first in Academy Awards history.
같지 않아요.
할머니 같은 게 뭔데?
쿠키도 만들고 나쁜 말도 안 하고.
Yoon Ya-jung is the first Korean person ever nominated for an acting Oscar for her role in Minari, a drama about a Korean family adapting to American lifestyles. On top of being more diverse than ever, this year's Oscars are being dominated by streaming platforms like never before. Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus all have places on this year's nominee list. After a year of closed movie theaters and staying home, it was only natural that the already increasingly popular streaming platforms filled in for the empty theaters. Netflix, unsurprisingly, leads the pack, with 36 nominations for 16 different films. This includes Mank, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Amazon Prime Video did pretty well too, with One Night in Miami earning 3 different nominations, and Borat's subsequent movie film earning 2. And of course, Disney Plus had a good year as well, earning nominations for animated features Soul and Onward, as well as the live-action Mulan. As movie theaters begin opening up, will we continue to see this trend of streaming dominating the Academy Awards? We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm thinking yes. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Sam, for breaking down all the Oscar nominations this year. And now, before we go, make sure to check the back of your closets and under the bed. You could become $700,000 richer. A small blue and white floral bowl was initially sold for $35 at a local Connecticut yard sale. The bowl turned out to date back to the 1400s during the Ming Dynasty. The bowl was initially appraised anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000, but after going up for auction, it sold for over $700,000. Only 6 bowls are known to exist. Who is the lucky recipient of this money? We may never know. The former owner has not come forward publicly. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Nac Edition. I've been your host, Elena Barnes. See you next week.